I am so excited for this episode. Why? Because it's my birthday. Okay, well, it's not today, but it's this week. It falls on the 14th. And in celebration of my birthday falling on the 14th, I'm giving 14 ways to get ahead and gain holistic wealth in your life. These are my 14 tips. It was hard to choose. I still got a lot more in my pocket that I'll probably share at a later date. But in pure celebration of the birthday, here we go. Starting with tip number 1. For me, I always have to start with mindset because your mindset can ruin anything that you're building if it's not set properly. So if you have a scarcity mindset, meaning you're thinking with limiting beliefs, or I can't, or I'm doubting, or if you've met people that are like, well, this is all I know, this is how I've been doing it, so this is how I'm going to do it. Yes, that scarcity mindset. I'm only going to stick in my box because this is what I know. Yeah, that piece. We got to start with mindset because mindset can accelerate you or it can also hold you back. So, mindset, number 1, check in on your mindset, right? And how you check in on this is if it's something that makes you uncomfortable, check in on why. Why does this make me uncomfortable? Am I just scared of this opportunity? Or does this feel like this is just not a great fit for me whatsoever? Is it fear that's leading this? Or is it I genuinely don't want to do this, right? So asking yourself these type of questions, and it's easier to tell in times when you feel uncomfortable. It's different when it's like, oh yeah, I would do this, I would do that. Yeah, you're not stepping outside of your comfort zone. But I'm talking about times where it's like, ooh, this feels like a stretch. Should I? I'm going to go for it, you know? So checking in with your mindset. Sometimes we have these preconceived notions. We have these doubts. We have imposter syndrome. We have this perfectionist. It has to be a certain way, has to get done a certain way. And sometimes those things can hold us back from really reaching our true potential, from collaboration, from growing, whatever that may be. A lot of times we'll go after these goals without even checking in on our mindset. Is my mindset ready to hit these goals, or am I sabotaging myself? Sometimes we can sabotage ourselves and we set these goals or we set these action steps, but in the back of our mind, we're like, it's not really for me. I don't really believe it. It sounds good. Maybe I'll meet someone else's expectation, whatever it may be. Check in on your mindset. Are you acting out of a scarcity mindset or an abundance mindset? Abundance meaning I can get this done. I can make this happen. I might need help, but I have enough, or I can gather, I can create these opportunities, right? Instead of just going for the quick, nope, can't do it, not going to do it, don't want to do it type of energy, going into, okay, how can I make this happen? I may not have all the resources that I need for this, but how can I get it, right? Who do I know that can help me attain this, right? It's not just looking at the no, it's how can I versus this absolutely isn't going to work. No, 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 right? It's finding ways, getting creative. And you'll be surprised how much more comes into your life when you get creative. So, in talking about these 14 steps, there's 3 things you want to keep in mind is 1, how are you going to generate this type of mindset or generate the rest of these steps that I'm going to give you? 2, how are you going to keep up with this, right? And then 3, how are you going to protect it? So I just talked about mindset. You have to protect your mindset. That's another thing people don't pay attention to. As we're growing, we're building, we're pushing, we're going after these different goals, these different things that we want in our lives. You also have to protect your space. And that's not something that people talk about, is protecting that space that you're in. Sometimes I say when you're building something, you're in this incubator, right? Not everyone can be with you in the incubator, right? You have to know who are people that really are going to support the mission while you're in this. And sometimes it just might be you, and that's fine, but keep going, because when you let people in that should not be in there, they can kill this dream before it even starts. You know, they can plant seeds that weren't meant to be planted in your garden. So keep that in mind, whether it's social media, whether it's people closest to you, they may not have ill intentions, but they can only see as far as their fears or insecurities might let them see. They may not understand your vision. They may not understand what you're going for. What you're going for was for you. So it's for you to tend to mend to look after, okay? So you have to protect that mindset, protect that space. Number two, a lot of us are overthinkers, right? We're constantly overthinking about stuff, going back and forth. Should I do this? Should I do this? Da, 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 da. No, this is where your confidence come in. Even if you get this wrong, what's the risk, right? What's the risk? How high is the risk? There's no reason we should be spending 15 days on deciding, oh, should I get this thing or this thing off of Amazon, right? Depending on how much it costs. No, get decisive, get confident making decisions, right? Know what your standards are for making decisions. Is this something that I can make a mistake on or I can get wrong? Can I afford to get this wrong? Okay, your time is so valuable. So if you can afford to get it wrong, I want to encourage you, go after what you know, but don't spend too much time going back and forth in your head, this or this or this or that. No, become decisive, but that takes practice. Practice being decisive, know what your standards are for making the decision, know what your values are, and then go after that. If you make the wrong decision, pivot, pivot, find something else, but also understand what the risk is. Can you risk being wrong on this? A lot of times we're indecisive on things we can risk being wrong on, but we spend so much time mulling over these things, this and that, and I said the wrong thing. Maybe I should have said this. And that may not even be a factor. And now we've wasted so much time that we don't have. And time is our most valuable asset that we have. Okay. So we want to preserve that time for things that really enrich our life. Overthinking does not enrich our life. So now number three, move your body. I don't care what you're doing. Your body wants to move your body. You may not feel like it, but this is where I want to encourage you. Don't lean into your feelings. You lean into your feelings, you're just going to be going with the waves back and forth. One day I'm up, one day I'm down. This is where your discipline comes in, right? Set an action goal for yourself where I'm getting more movement in every day to the point that I don't even have to think about it. Our bodies like to move. And the more we move our body, the better it's going to help everything else function. Our mindset, our mental health, it's going to build our confidence. There's so many benefits to just moving our bodies more. So move your body more. And I'm not saying you have to be this workout guru. I'm just saying if you have this sedentary life, then find ways to either park farther from the grocery store or taking a break and going for a walk around the block a couple of times, right? Find ways to fit it into your lifestyle where you can keep this going. And it's not just, I'm doing this intense thing and then forget it all for the rest of my life until I get to a point where I'm fed up. And then I do this intense thing again, right? Instead of having that yo-yo, find little ways, increments of how you can put it into your life. Sometimes we stop because we're going so hard and so intense, but we can't keep up. It's not sustainable, right? So find something that's a little bit easier for you, that's sustainable, that you can keep going with. It's not about how hard you go for a week, right? It's about how long can you go for your life. That piece. This next one is a big one, but take ownership over your health. Number 4, take ownership over your health. A lot of times we base it off of, oh, I don't have this. I don't have this. I don't know how to do this. Take ownership over your health. Doctors are going to tell you certain things. Also, yes, listen, but get a second opinion. If you want a second opinion, get a second opinion. When it comes to nutrition and food, talk to people, do research, use YouTube University, to gain wealth and knowledge in how can I take ownership over my health? What does my body need? But then also listening to your body. So many of us are disconnected from how our body's feeling that we're just doing anything. I'm just like, oh yeah, I'll just feed it this, do this, whatever. But pay attention. How's your body responding to how you're fueling it? Whether that's food, whether that's working out, whether that's scrolling on social media. It's so important. Pay attention to what your body's feeling, how it's moving, what is really helping your body function well and not function so well. What were you doing before that, right? Pay attention. Take time to check in with yourself. Sometimes we're so go, 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 go that we don't check in with ourselves. And that's one of the biggest detriments we can do, is because now we don't really know our body. We've shut it off and we're just all think, 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 think. Go, 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 right? Until our body shuts down and then we're like, wait, well, now I'm having a mental breakdown. I'm burnt out. My body's fatigued. My body has failed me per se, right? Check in with yourself. Check in, see what your body needs. What are you fueling yourself with? Number 5, edify your spirit. Whether you are religious, you have a faith, or you don't at all, edify yourself. Whether it's getting out in nature and doing some meditation, whether that's praying, whatever that looks like for you, having just some spiritual time for yourself. And if you don't believe in that, finding time where you can listen to your inner voice, right? It's going after what you believe. It doesn't have to be something that is religious. A lot of times when I talk to my clients about spirit, they're like, whoa, wait, but I think this, or I believe this, or I don't believe this, right? It's not about that, right? It's really becoming in tune with you and then adding in that piece of what do you believe on top of that, right? So knowing that piece, but then edifying it, right? You got to know. You got to be able to feel. We're energy, right? We feel that energy. We feed off energy of other people. Okay, number 6 is, what are you doing for others? A lot of times we're on this wealth journey, or I got to make money. I got to get the bag. I got to da, right? Whatever it may be. But we don't check in with like, wait, how am I giving back? And some people will say, I'm not in a place where I could give back. I'm still trying to figure it out. Everyone can give, right? That is a part of this life. You can give your time, you can give your talent, you can give your treasure. And I'm not saying like change your whole life, but making room and making space so you can be generous with any of those time, talent, or treasure, right? It's going to enrich your life so much. But that's not why you do it. It's because you have special gifts that can change the destiny of other people. But sometimes we get so caught up in our own stuff that we don't even stop to look around and be like, oh, actually, I can help with that, or I can lead on that, or I can give to that, right? So taking that time to give to others, you will be so surprised how much it's going to give so much more to you as well. I love when people can just give and they want nothing in return. Nothing in return. That is contagious, right? So you have no idea how you're affecting that person's day and then how that person's going to turn around and possibly pay it forward, or be inspired by your actions to change something about themselves or improve something about someone that they've come into contact with and how they can give, right? It's contagious. Number 7, know who your inner circle is, right? Know who your support system is. That is so important. A lot of times we get caught up telling everybody all of the things. Know who your circle is and love on them, right? Love on your circle. Sometimes the people closest to us, we tend to take for granted and they get to see all sides of us, right? But I want to challenge you to show up for them in a way that they're unexpected. Show up for them in a way that they don't expect. You will be surprised what comes back after that. Please, if you do this, please let me know in the comments what action you took and what was their reaction. Number 8, this is a big one. And this one is so difficult to do, especially if you've been wronged, but having no ill will towards people, right? Learning how to get to that place is very difficult, but getting to that place where no matter what has happened, no matter what they've done to you, no matter what they've taken from you, not having that ill will towards them. I'm not saying forget it, okay? That's very different. But not wanting that, oh, they need to get theirs, or I pray this happens to them, or I want this to happen, or don't let me catch them in the whatever, right? That ill will, because you're holding on to that becomes a weight on top of you, right? So being able to release that is so freeing. And that doesn't mean you're going to forget. That doesn't mean you're going to possibly fall for the things you may have fallen for before. Absolutely not. You've learned from that. But that means now you're not carrying that burden with you. It's so freeing to be able to let that go and watch how you soar. That takes practice. It's not easy. And usually it helps going through that with a coach or with a therapist to be able to let go of that ill will, depending on the trauma behind it, depending on how you were wrong, depending on insecurities and different things in our lives, right? It helps to go through that with a trained professional. So now, let's talk about the money, right? So I have my company, Whole Self Wealth. And in that, I talk about building holistic wealth, right? Really changing your whole life. Holistic wealth, when we hear wealth, we just think money, right? But holistic, no, I'm diving into your mind, your body, your spirit, right? Then the F's, I like to call them, which is what are you doing for others? What about your finances? What about your family and friends? And then your fun life, right? Then we dive into the F's. Okay. So right now we're going to dive into the finances, but I want to let you know when you want to build your remarkable life, it's not all about the finances. Now there's certain seasons that we want to prioritize different things. We don't prioritize all these things at one time, but we have to know what season we're in. So now we're going to talk about the money, right? The money, 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 money. So now going into point number 9, if you don't already have a high yield savings account, by all means, while the interest rates are still 4.4 and up, put your money in there versus an account that has like 0.01 interest, because that's literally, you're not moving your money at all. It's literally sitting and it's making money. You want to get to that point where your money is working. You're not working for your money, right? You can add on top of it, but you want to learn how to make your dollars work as if your dollars are people, okay? And you are putting them to work to generate more of them, to multiply themselves. That's how you want to change your mindset around money. Okay. I am putting this money to work. How can I make this money make more money? Not me work to make more money. How can I make this money make more money without doing anything? A lot of times that depends on how you structure your money, right? Where you put your money. Because I can have, let's say, $1,000 in a bank account that has a 0.01 interest rate, or I can have that same $1,000 in a high yield savings account and gain 4.4%, right? I have the same amount of money, but one is going to make me a lot more by sitting there than the other. So pay attention to that. One of the things we don't talk about in this society is money, right? We need to change that. There's reasons behind that, but we need to change that. If it's something that you want, and I'm not saying you need to have this want for money, but if it's something that you want to grow because it's a tool that we use almost every day, then you have to learn how to use that tool, right? Number 10, know what you're spending your money on. Have a budget, create a budget for yourself. There's a lot of apps out there right now, and I will link them below. There are a lot of apps on how you can just budget your finances, but take some time. Once you get it in play, it's easy because the money tends to be the same of what you're spending it on, and then allocate. Okay, this is my miscellaneous category, or this is my entertainment category, or this is my date night category, right? But know where your money is going. When you know where your money is going, you can also help it to grow. But if you're just spending money here and there, you're going to lose more money than you're expecting. Number 11, one thing that used to bother me that people would say is invest your money, right? And that used to bother me because I'm like, yeah, in what? What am I investing in? Give me the cheat code. Okay. What am I investing in? What's working? What's not? But what I learned about this is you have to pick your lane of investing. There's a billion things you can invest in, right? You can invest in different businesses. A lot of people are buying businesses. You can invest in real estate. You can invest in stocks. And within these categories are multiple categories of things that you can invest in. Pick your lane or lanes that you want to study, you want to learn, and you want to invest in. Okay. So pick that. You don't have to be in all of the things, but pick something where you're making your dollars make money and they're doing the work. You're just controlling where the dollars go. You're structuring it. That's it. You're structuring your money so your money can grow. That's it. But there's so many things: real estate, businesses, stocks, material things like gold. Some people buy specific cars that they know they can get a return on, specific bags, purses that they know they can get a return on. Also, you have different accounts like 401k, 403b. If you're an entrepreneur, look into having a solo, okay? SOLO, please. I learned this so late and I wish I would have learned this earlier, but sometimes education is so powerful. It will save you years and help you generate a lot more money on just knowing how to structure your money in different accounts, right? Look into having a solo. That is my advice for you. And then not just having a solo, but how you can invest inside of that solo. So then it's generating more money. That's different than contributing to the solo. You can contribute a certain amount, but you can also take that money and invest it, and then it can make so much more money. Okay. So learn these processes. Don't just, oh, well, I never was taught this in school. Take ownership. Okay. You're at this point, if you're watching this video, take ownership of your health, take ownership of your finances, right? You can learn to improve your life, but it's going to take dedication and it's going to take time. You can do it. Don't just sit back and it's just like, well, this is my fate. These are the cards I was dealt. This is all I know. We're going back to that scarcity mindset, right? No, take ownership and then educate yourself and then take action steps, okay? Learn, be a sponge. You can change your life. But if you just sit back and let life happen to you, well, then you're going to get whatever's dealt to you, right? But you want to change that. You want to be empowered. You want to be educated, but not just educated. You want to take action. One of the sayings that I absolutely hate that people say all the time is money is power. It is the biggest lie out there. Okay, not the biggest, but it's up there, right? Knowledge is not power. Knowledge plus action is powerful, right? You can have a powerful force moving, but you have to have that action piece. You can know a billion things, but if you're just sitting on that and not doing anything, what's the purpose? What's the point? How powerful is that? It's not. So remember, knowledge plus action is a powerful force. I think I just changed that whole thing. Number 12, if you have kids, what are you teaching them about money? Right? What are you teaching them about mindset? Okay? What are you instilling in them? This takes intention. Because if you don't teach them and instill things in them, they're going to learn from who knows where. And if you don't know, educate yourself or put them around people that may know more than what you know. Okay? Don't just take the cards that were dealt for you. You can get new cards, but you have to go out and get them. Okay? The same thing for your children. Help them have better cards, okay? If you don't know this well, get them around people that may. Tutors, get in different classes. I went to a wealth building seminar and there were kids that were 15, 16 with their mom and dad. And they're like, yep, I own real estate. I own 19 doors. Excuse me. You own 19 doors? Like, how is that possible? Right. Okay. It is possible. Get your kids in these rooms. Don't settle for what you know and what you think you can do. Okay. Don't let your environment or your situation dictate your future. I'm going to say that again. Don't let your environment or your situation dictate your future. Okay. You may not have had those resources. You can go out and get them and find them. Get creative, be resourceful, and then get someone to hold you accountable. Get a coach. Okay. Get a coach. Speaking of getting a coach, number 13, right? That's invest in yourself. It's so powerful to invest in yourself. I don't care if you feel like you have nothing. Start learning. You can get books. Go to the library. Find a way to make a way. Don't find a way to make an excuse. We can all lean into excuses every day, right? Find a way to make a way. Invest in yourself, whether it's your education, whether it's fun, whether it's cultural experiences, whatever that may be, invest in yourself. And it's going to look different for different seasons. We need different things in our life. But don't make it always money, 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 money. Yes, that's a great tool. But sometimes we need different cultural experiences. Sometimes we need to have fun with our families, right? There's different investments we can do on ourselves. And I just want to encourage, continue to invest in yourself. School is not over, okay? Just because you may have gone to whatever grade you've gone up to, school is not over. Continue to invest in yourself and watch that multiply. And number 14, this one I will say is a little bit cliche, but also is so necessary, but really appreciate what you have. It's okay to want more, go after more. That's great. But also being able to be happy with what you have is powerful. Because so many times we can look at the next person and be like, I wish I had that. I wish I had that. No, what's great about what you have, right? We can slowly start to deteriorate our confidence, who we feel we are, and then also it's going to affect our productivity if we can't even just be grateful for what we have, see the beauty in what we have, right? So when you're scrolling, you're like, man, I wish I had that, or I wish I came from that, and ooh, that person got money, or ooh, that person has no problems in the world, or ooh, whatever that is. I want you to turn it back on you. What am I happy about? And don't give that same like, oh, I'm breathing. I'm happy I did this. I'm happy. No, really take some time. And it's like, what am I grateful for? What am I happy about? Even if this seems like I wish I had this, what's great about this phase that I'm in right now? Because a lot of times we're looking for the more and we can't find that happiness. We can't generate that contentment because we're so busy focused on the future that we're not present. So we're missing what's present, and nothing's ever enough. Because once we reach the next level, we've already gone to the next dream, and it's like, oh, it's not enough. Can't appreciate it. Next thing, next thing, next thing. Right? Until we've burnt ourselves into the ground, not happy with anything. No matter how much money we have, no matter how much we've built this company or whatever the case may be, we start to lose that fulfillment, right? So what are you really grateful for? What do you love about this phase, this season that you're in? I say that we're in different seasons, right? What do you love about this season? It may have its challenges, but what's the beauty too? Every strength has a weakness. I have yet to see this not be true. Every strength has a weakness, period. So now we want to not focus on the weakness, but what are the strengths? And sometimes we get so comfortable looking at the negative that we don't even know how to see the positive. So if you would like to dive in deeper into a holistic way of building wealth and really getting ahead in life or getting unstuck, please reach out. I would love to connect with you. We have one-on-one coaching. We have group coaching at Whole Self Wealth. I am a holistic life coach and psychotherapist. But if I see you as a therapist client, okay, I will not see you as a coaching client. I keep those two businesses very separate. So here, I'm just going to talk about my coaching. So if you would like to improve your life, really transform your life, and you need someone to hold you accountable, or you just need the strategies, you need the resources to get unstuck, to do something different, to really elevate, you know you're meant for more, reach out. I would love to connect with you. I absolutely love what I do, okay? wholeselfwealth.com, or you can find me, Dani Wigfall, on Instagram or right here on YouTube, all right? It's my birthday. Those are my 14 ways to get ahead and generate holistic wealth. Okay. Not just this, but this is important, but holistic wealth. I wish you all the best and see you next time.